The 981 GTS is a fantastic all-round sports car as is, but it's compromised by needing to mix performance with everyday practicality. As Porsche didn't think that many owners would take the GTS on track, they never fitted any front grills, and the coolant and oil radiators are rather exposed and right in the firing line of any debris picked up by cars in front. This was easily solved with a nice set of aftermarket grills from Sunsport. You might have seen in a previous video that we put some of our cars on the scales to find out their true weight, and I was curious to see how the GTS compared to the official weight as well. A quick brief on the spec. It's a 2015 PDK equipped car with X73 suspension and GTS interior, with the smaller 64 litre tank. The weight came in at a cool 1,426 kilograms, which is still 50 kilograms more than Porsche's claimed DIN weight for a PDK. The brakes are another known weakness of the GTS. They're fine for most spirited street driving, but if any mountains or racetracks are involved, they can be overwhelmed and will fade, even with fresh brake fluid. The brakes had also developed some vibrations, and I found out that one of the front discs had some deposit baked on around half of the disc, which you could even feel when braking very lightly. The discs were also getting pretty thin, so I replaced them and upgraded to some Ferodo DS 2500 front pads. So far, they haven't exactly impressed me. The initial cold bite is obviously not as good as the original pads, but when they reach operating temperature, they are not exactly any better either. I'd give them about a 5 out of 10 so far. Next up, fire extinguisher. I've always liked the idea of having a fire extinguisher on hand, but I'm not the biggest fan of having it in the cabin, so the frunk was the next obvious choice. I removed the front liner and made an aluminium bracket which would clamp the liner to the fire extinguisher bracket. The liner might seem like a flimsy part to mount an extinguisher to, but when mounted in the car and interlocked in the front liner, it is surprisingly firm and should do the job. I think next time round, I'll make the aluminium base a little bit larger for a bit more stability. I've got some more updates planned for next year, so please stay tuned.